Hi, it's Sandy from Sandyempowers, and welcome to day 41 of the Visibility Challenge. Thank you for being here, for listening and watching. I really appreciate your comments and feedback. So today's topic is how or where do you give away your power? And I'm sure you don't do that intentionally. But if you relate to being kind, thoughtful, helpful sort of a person, it's quite possible that you go out of your way sometimes or do it automatically to help someone, either give them assistance or advice or state your opinion, and you haven't actually been asked. And it's not your job, you're not being paid to do it. So how is that giving your power away? It's like putting it out there when there is no one to receive it, potentially, even though there's someone in front of you. And the person that you're trying to help may actually reject your help in a number of ways. They may wonder what your motives are. They might feel there's an obligation. They might believe that you think that they're not capable. They may think you're interfering or controlling. So many different ways that they may think, which has nothing to do with you, is totally out of your control. And at the same time, think of what you're doing when you offer help. Well, not even offer, you give help without asking, without getting permission. And what impact is that having on the other person? So you're not treating them as an independent person who's capable of making their own decisions and choices. You're taking away their power to do or not do something, or the way that they do it, or when they do it, or how they do it. And perhaps even if you can see that they're about to fall in a big hole, that's where they're meant to be. And that's one of the hardest things, particularly if they're friends, family, children, that you can see are going to fall in this hole, and you want to save them, or you want to stop them from experiencing that. And you're doing it from a place you think of love and caring, and yet maybe that's exactly the experience that they need to have. Maybe they need to try things to experience it for themselves so they get the learning. Maybe they need to fail so that they know how not to do it, or they get something else out of that experience. It's not for us to presuppose. It's not for us to judge in advance. It's not for us to impose what we think needs to be done or said or offered in the moment. And yet there is a way that we can do this. We could see someone that's in a situation and we could say, would you like some help with that? Can I share something with you? Can I share my experience with you? Would you like to hear of something similar that I know? It may be helpful to you. But that other person has the opportunity then to know that you're respecting them. You're not looking down as them as being incapable or some other aspect, however they judge themselves. And they have the opportunity to say no. They have the opportunity to say thank you. Yes, I'd love that. But whatever their response, whatever the outcome, when you ask, at least you're empowering both parties. You're not giving your power away to avoid, as in VOID, and you're not taking their power away. You're not disempowering them from making their own choices and decisions, from having their own experiences. So I, for one, have been guilty of doing all of those things, of helping people when I haven't been asked, of offering advice when I haven't been asked, stating an opinion when I haven't been asked. And sometimes people just find you intrusive, or they just don't like it. Sometimes it can be your energy. Some people have big energy, or they have big energy in comparison to the other person that you're trying to help. So be aware not only of the other person's response or potential response and their power that needs to be maintained, but look at why you're doing these things. Why are you offering help? What aspect is it that you recognize in someone else that perhaps applies to you? If you're trying to save, heal, rescue, fix, change somebody else, what aspect of you needs that or feels that they're lacking in that way? And start to work on you. It's all about you recognizing what's reflected back to you from other people as being an aspect of yourself. And when you're aware of it, then you can do something in yourself. You can change you, and in turn that can indirectly impact other people because you're leading by example, because you're not trying to quote unquote impose your way, your timing, your help. So don't be too hard on yourself. It doesn't mean you can never help anyone again or you shouldn't help anyone again, but just be aware. First of all, what is this reflecting about myself? What do I need? What's not being met within me? How can I address that? And then being respectful of the other person. Asking permission. Would you like some help? What would you like me to do? Just not assuming and going in there and then have them reacting to what started off as a very kind and thoughtful, helping response to what you perceived as their need, but to what they may not perceive as a need. So I'd love to hear your response to this. Have you had these sort of examples happen to you? How have you handled it? What have you learnt from it? And how can you move forward in helping you to be more empowered in your life? So thank you again for watching and listening. Love to hear your comments.